All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. All right, and just want to go into a lesson going into the fury of the oppressor. All right, and it's a lesson inspired by a precept that's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and 13. Okay, I'm gonna start at verse 12. And what we're seeing now, Esau Edom, and it's the spirit that this nigga called, this operation, this military operation, with Iran is Epic Fury. Okay, because we know Epic Fury, okay, is the fury that the Lord got for this nigga. Okay, and Esau, he's been able to throw his weight around the earth because he's been blessed with the sword. He's been able to, have access to the left-hand side. He's been able to be, advanced, with his technology, okay, the resources, the wealth, okay. So everything has been working for him for a long time. And like I say, he's been able to be the hammer of the earth. He's been able to be in a superior position in the earth, okay, for centuries, man. Okay? And now we're in the time where the Lord is going to get ready to break this man down. Okay? The scriptures speak about pride going before, all right, a great fall. Okay? So what we're witnessing, all right, the Lord is beginning to bring Esau down, and this man is getting ready to fall. Okay? Esau finna get humiliated. You see, Esau not just going to be transition out of power. This nigga finna be humiliated in this transition. Okay? Because what do pride people hate the most? Being humiliated. Alright? So the Lord is finna humiliate this man on the way out. Alright? So when you go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 12, says, even I am he. It says, like it. Isaiah 51 and 12, it says, even I am he that comforted you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that should die, and the son of man which shall be made as grass, man? So one thing we don't want to do is make too much of this nigga Esau. Okay? We don't want to make too much of this nigga. Yeah, this nigga been able to do some things, and the Lord has allowed this man to go on a long run, and he's been crafty in his wickedness, and he has so much going on in the background, and so many things that we just not figuring out. But what we don't want to do is make too much of this nigga, man. Okay? He's nothing but a man. Alright? Nothing special about this nigga. The Lord just used this nigga for a purpose on the left-hand side. Okay? And ultimately, it was a lesson for the sons of God. Okay? But everything that this man has been able to accomplish, the Lord just been working through this nigga on the left-hand side for the sake of prophecy, man. Okay, and that's why we see the Lord strip this man away, okay, from everything that the Lord gave him, all right, to sustain himself and to excel, okay, within his rulership. As we see the Lord strip this man away from these things, we're going to see just how base and mediocre and below average the so-called white man is, Esau Edom. Okay? That's why I said, it said, who art thou that thou shouldst be afraid of a man that shall die, and the son of man which shall be made as the grass, man? Okay? So the Lord, he checking us. He like, look, why y'all afraid of this nigga, man? Okay, I hyped this nigga. I'm the power behind this nigga, man. Okay? Ain't nothing special about no goddamn Edomite, man. Okay? The hell be afraid of this nigga for? I'm the one that come for y'all. Y'all got me now. And as we got Yahweh, and the more we grow in Yahweh Shemal Shai, the less we should see this nigga as anything great. Esau Edom. The more that we get back in tune with our power, the less Alright, always should be at this nigga, man. Okay? He's nothing to be at all with. Okay, verse 13 it says, and forgettest the Lord thy maker that has stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth. Okay, so we're talking about our power is the creator of everything in existence. You know, through Yahweh Shai, he used Yahweh Shai, Elohim to create everything, but it's his wisdom and his power, all right, that allowed that to happen, man. You know, we see how the earth functions, man. You know, there's wisdom from on high, from my power, that put all these things together. It's his wisdom that's in these things. The scriptures say, well, how his, let's get there real quick. Okay, let's get that in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, let's get this Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, and verse 1. It said, for thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Okay, so the incorruptible spirit of the Most High is in all things. You know, the animals, you know, the grass, the trees, the sun, the Lord's spirit is in all things. Okay? He created things into being. You see? Esau, he creates, you know, his technology is from things that were already created. Okay? Who created the materials and the resources and the elements needed for this nigga to make technology, man? Okay? They was already here. Okay? And that's the power we serve. So how could we be in awe with this nigga for anything that he does when it's our power that made the raw elements, that created the raw elements out of nothing? You can't explain how these raw elements was made. Esau tried to explain everything in his science and this and that, but he can't explain how these raw elements were made. Okay? Oxygen and hydrogen. He can't explain how these things were made out of nothing. Okay? And that's the power that we serve. That's our Father, man. Okay? That did this, man. So who is this nigga, man? Nigga, Esau's a low life, man. A low level, man. Esau on a low level. This whole kingdom on a low level, man. When you really step back and look at this nigga, man, and then when you really get up on Esau, you know, as the Lord has us, as the scriptures say, there should be an inquisition upon the wicked. So as we really get up on this man and see what he's trying to do and what he's been doing all along, and you see how this place work, man, like, man, this nigga ain't got it, man. This nigga got that. This nigga hype, man. You know? This nigga more hype than any goddamn thing. Yes, he can destroy a lot of shit. Okay. Alright. Good, great job, Esau. You done made some weapons you can destroy a lot of shit. Bravo, nigga. Okay? And that blessing came from who? From Isaac. Okay? So he still had to go through the sons of God. Alright? To be able to do what he's doing. And then, you know, on a whole nother level, we went into how it's these Jake engineers that made a lot of this shit possible for what this nigga is doing, which it all goes back to Yahweh Shemal Shai. Okay? But the point is, man, you know, dealing with this goddamn devil, man. Okay? And then, and why is a man being glorified? Because he created weaponry to destroy a lot of stuff. That's not no great achievement. Hey, think about it, man. Esau can do this. He can blow up this, man. He can wipe out every. Okay, why is there something to be gloried about? The earth is beautiful. It's meant to be enjoyed. Why would we have all this weaponry on the earth to destroy everything? And that's why, you know, in the kingdom, man, all weaponry gonna be destroyed. All weaponry that wasn't destroyed in the Third World War is gonna be destroyed in the kingdom, man. It's gonna be burnt up, man. Okay? It's not a good achievement, man. Okay? What this nigga done created, man. That's terrible for the earth, man. You see? So this nigga ain't nothing great. Nothing great about this nigga, man. You know, I got, you know, every day I'm just looking at this nigga, man. This nigga ain't got it. You know, and I just grow more and more, you know, can't even find the word. I'm less impressed every day by this nigga, man. Okay? Isaiah 51:13. It says, and forgettest the Lord thy maker that have stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundation of the earth, and has fear continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor. Yeah, Esau mad. This nigga mad. Oh, it's Operation Epic Fury, and you getting your ass tore up over there. Okay? Operation Epic Fury. Okay? And you getting your ass beat to sleep. Okay? So this nigga, the earth's supposed to stop when this nigga huff and puff, man. Nah, man, them days over with, man. Okay? The Lord finna embarrass this nigga, man. This is only the beginning. The Lord finna get ready to embarrass Esau Edom, man. Okay? And it says, and fear every day. It says, and fear continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor, as if he were ready to destroy. And where is the fury of the oppressor, man? Okay? Because the Lord finna break this nigga down. And it's like, okay, where all this fury was at? When because the Lord finna really get active with this nigga Esau, man, and break this nigga down to nothing, man. And it's gonna be like, where's the fury of the oppressor, man? Where's all this smoking, all this huffing and puffing? You gonna do this and agenda this and agenda that, and nigga, if this don't happen, what is it? Okay? Nah, man, this nigga limited. That's another thing. Esau was limited, man. This nigga try to act like he infinite. This nigga is finite. He's limited. He has limited in everything that he can do, man. Okay? This nigga is not infinite. He doesn't have infinite power, man. This nigga is finite. He's very restricted in what he can do. Okay? This nigga run into all type of problems because he's limited, man. These data centers, they're limited. Okay? That's why he needs so many data centers, because it's limited what one of them can do. So he needs so many to try to pull off this new world order, man. Okay? All these data centers shows you how limited he is. But he put on, all right, this posture like all this information just coming from this little machine. You just got all this knowledge coming from this little machine. This is where all this information and questions, and you can prompt and make videos from this little device. No, this nigga got these data centers that's killing the earth. Okay, which he trying to do 3,000 more in America alone. Okay, that's what make these things possible for these devices, man. This nigga limited, man. Okay, Esau them did a big magic trick in the world. Now, does he have power? Of course. Does he have technology? Is he tapped in on the left hand side? And is he deep when it comes? Absolutely. Okay. But he projects himself to be way more than what he is. Okay? Has the Lord allowed this man to be the most advanced heathen? Okay? Absolutely. But now, as we understand, who we are, who our power is, we begin to look at this nigga different. Okay? There was a time when, you looked at this nigga like a giant, like, God damn, this nigga got... But now we look at this nigga like a grasshopper, man. Like that spirit of Caleb. Caleb didn't see them Canaanites as being giants, man. He seen his power as being a giant. He seen the Lord being a giant, man. He ain't look at them Canaanites and look, man, damn, them nigga big. He ain't even mention them nigga size, man. So we in the spirit now, man. The hell with what Esau got and what he can do and what he's so-called done and all that, nigga. Our power is a giant, nigga. It's Isaiah 2 and 17. It says, and the loftiness of man shall be brought down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai alone shall be exalted in that day. The Lord only gonna be exalted in this day, man. The Lord finna bring pride down in the earth, and he's finna be lifted up, man. Pride finna be brought low. All this pride in the earth finna be brought low, man. Beginning with Esau, man. Proud ass nigga, man. Proud for nothing, nigga. You got put in power, nigga, because of prophecy, man. Okay? And prophecy's finna bring your ass down, man. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah alone gonna be exalted, man. You know, I can't wait till where we trying to figure out all this shit this nigga got going on, man. This nigga be having so much going on. Okay? The leaks be in the background, all this shit, man. Okay? The Lord just finna put an end to this nigga, man. You see? This is verse 18. It says, "And the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth." Man, the Lord finna shake the earth, okay, with judgment, man. You know, the planet earth is finna shake, okay, and all these missiles is gonna hit America, you know, at the same time in different ways, just back to back to back. You know, it's gonna make the earth shake to and fro, man. And it's gonna be the anger of the Lord as he judging Esau, okay, and judging Babylon, man. Okay, it says in that day, a man shall cast out his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. And it says, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth. It says, "Cease ye from the man whose breath is in his nostrils," man. Okay? So these devils are going to go into hiding, man. Okay? And these devils going to be terrified at their judgment that's to come, man. You know, they're going to be terrified when they see Yahweh Shah, man. They're going to feel that power. They're going to be terrified in them bunkers, man. Them underground cities, man. Okay? Niggas going to be trembling, man. Okay? All that proud posturing and that proud looking, saying what they're going to do next and scheming and plotting. All this going to be done away with. Them niggas just going to be terrified at the judgment of the Lord. And they're going to be terrified at Yahweh Shah, man. Who shall hide us from the Lamb? The day of the Lamb, who can stand? Like, damn. Hey, the Most High finna show the elite's true power, man. He's finna show them what it looks like to be angry. Okay? Since everybody want to be angry and be and have fury. Well, the Lord finna show true fury, man. Okay? It says, "Cease ye from man," okay, "whose breath is in his nostrils," man. These are just men. These Edomites, they're just men. The elites, the Rothschild, these niggas are just men. Okay? This power that they have, our power gave them access to that, man. And it's for a limited time. And when he strips them from their power, man, they just gonna be mortal men, mere feeble, and they're feeble. Esau are cowards. They're feeble. Okay, they're not innovative. They're crafty. They're crafty when it comes to wickedness. Okay, because that's a survival mechanism for this nigga to be wicked. Okay, and to deceive. All right. Well, in and all, man, ain't nothing special about no goddamn Edomite, man. It said, "For wherein is he to be accounted of," man. Okay, let's read this in NLT. It said, "Don't put your trust in mere humans. They are as frail as breath. What good are they, man?" Okay? So this nigga got to inhale and exhale like everybody else. Okay? This nigga got all the niggas subjugated to get sick. This nigga got bowel movement. Nigga get tired. Nigga need a nap. Okay? And the Lord finna really show, he finna embarrass Esau on his way out, man. The Lord finna embarrass Esau on his way out, man. To show that it was him the whole time that had this nigga propped up. It was the Lord had this nigga propped up, man. You know? So that's the point. You know, just want to get into that Lord will. You brothers and you sisters edified. Till next time I say Shalom. Kwam Yashala. I'm Bob soon. Shalom.